Hey everybody, it's Jedi Jack Luther and it's time for What's in the Box. Yep, it's Monday morning here, got the day off, and guess what? If we're having What's in the Box, you know we got a box, and it's a big box. Not as big as, this doesn't break the record of the biggest box on the show, but it's a big box. So let's just cut to the chase. We've got a lot to do on this one. It's so big, you know it's going to be something good. Got the trusty X-Acto knife blade, utility knife. Try to cut into this. Oh, he taped it up good. I'll give him credit on that. We're just cutting into this. The box is so big I can't even get it in the frame. That's why it's off to the side here. But we're cutting into it. Wow, this thing's taped up good. And there we go. Ah, we're getting into it now. Ah. He put two boxes together. That's how big this package is. And there we go. Ah. Alrighty. So once again, our fine folks at eBay are the ones that are got this. So we're going to go back to the prequels of Star Wars. I got my Han Solo t-shirt on. A lot of people don't like the prequels, and I can understand why. There's just a lot of stuff going on in there that George Lucas wanted to explain how Anakin became Darth Vader. Some people think we just don't need the prequels, and some people kind of like them, but others... But no matter how you feel about the prequels, there's certain toys that were made from them that seem to stand out, that certain people absolutely love. And we're not talking about Jar Jar Binks because everyone hates him, but there's a vehicle they made from the second movie, from Attack of the Clones, the Republic gunship. Now this one is a big draw. It's been made, the mold has been used several times, from Attack of the Clones to Revenge of the Sith to the Clone Wars animated series, the first one with the blocky animation that was really good, not the CGI one that they made earlier. They remade this gunship several times, and every time they make it and it gets sold, it sells out immediately. It's one of those ships that's almost like a troop builder, where you could have several of them and load them up with clone troopers, and you could have a virtual army. So even though people may hate the prequels, they love the Republic gunship. It's a big ship that holds a lot of figures and does a lot of stuff. And no matter what color it is, finding it on eBay for under $100 in any condition is really hard to do. In fact, the Toys R Us exclusive one that's painted like a tiger shark from the first animated series sells like stupid crazy. I mean, you get a ton of money for it. But what we have today is actually the gunship from the Attack of the Clones line, the very first one they made. And here it is. I'm paying back so you can see the whole box. Yeah, this is big. It had to be in that big box. Knock that to the floor there. Hey, on What's in the Box, we don't care about the box. We want to know what's in the box. And here's what's in the box. Is the Republic gunship from Attack of the Clones. So it's colored. Colors on it. You have your splotches of red that highlighted and little parts of greenish yellow. These ships are still very popular. Because you can sit there and troop build with them, with clone troopers, load them all up, and it makes a perfect display model. Now, this one is not mint in the box. I know I just showed you the box that's in the box, but it's not mint. The person who owned this had taken it out, put it together, put it on display, then they didn't want it. I got a good bargain on this. I got this for well under $100, and to be quite honest, he could have sold it for a lot more, being that it's complete with everything and everything works on it. So he says, and that's what we're going to do here. So we're going to take it out. So here we go. Oh, look at that. There's the main body of it. That's how big this, it's a big ship. When they came out, this is a grappling hook line. It attaches to the back, and it can drop down and grab people and swoop them up. Well, before I do anything else, we're going to test one of the action features. So, of course, they give you a handle so you can fly it around. It's really amazing. They designed it for kids to play with, but guess who's really collecting? Yeah, people like me, the Star Wars collectors. That button up top you see there? Oh, look at that. The door's open. I like that. And missiles are in the inside, so already that's looking pretty good. Okay, cannon. Another cannon, a wing, another wing. I'm going to assume this means it's battle damaged. I don't think this is something he did. I think it's something it painted on like it's been in the battle. All the rockets are in there. Neat thing about these wings, this is how well, this is what I like to refer to as a classic Star Wars piece, because it serves many functions. Back in the day, the old vintage stuff, the playsets and vehicles sometimes served more than just one function. The Rebel transport that I have is not just a ship, it's also a carrying case, and it's a playset as well. Well, here, this is what I mean. Not only is this a ship, but it can hold a lot of figures, and it has a handle so you can carry it, but the inside of the wings pop open, and you have storage for weapons and stuff like that. I mean, this is ultimate multi-function for a Star Wars piece. And, of course, he was nice enough. We got the Star Wars toy booklet. He never put the decals on, so that's pretty. And then the instruction booklet. Now, oh, I knew there was something we're missing. The missiles and guns. So let me close those doors up. All right, let's build us a gunship. Gotta line these. Go. That wasn't that hard at all, was it? Now, it didn't take much to put these together because the main part of the body, and of course, you have your giant rockets. You have the front cannons that go here, swivel, and then they eject so they turn into missiles themselves. This little piece is actually the tail gun. You have a tail gun back there. And they're relatively easy to put together. They weren't that hard. So it was, you know, if you didn't have a lot of time, you could slap one together. But this is the magnitude of the ship. This is a big toy. And it's done beautifully, and I can see the appeal for it. Can you imagine if these first came out for Attack of the Clones, and you had enough money, you bought like a few of them and loaded them up with the clone troopers? You literally could spend all day just in a battle, and you'd have all this weaponry at your disposal. So the cockpit opens like that, room for 2 pilots in there. You got this open doorway so that someone can stand out and look out as the ship's flying over the field. Inside, there's this panel here loaded with pegs to hold troopers. But this is another action feature. You set this down, and there's a little switch back here. Yep. You can drop a load of troops on the ground for them to, and then you just snap this back into place. There's also back up here, when these doors opened up, you notice there was a space up there. That's actually room for one of the Attack of the Clones speeder bikes that could have been put up there. So there was room for a small vehicle, too. Then you have your giant rocket cannons here. You have these side pods that have guns in them. The only thing this does not have on it, and it didn't, and they don't show it on the box, they just show the toy. But in the movie, they had these long arms that came off the sides with giant cockpits in them, and there's a clone trooper in each one firing a gun. And they made that as an add-on years later, but to find it now is going to be kind of expensive to do that. But if you have the money, you could make it, you could really detail this up and make it look how you want it to look. Once again, it's a beautiful ship. I love having this in my collection now. If you can find one, if you're a big Star Wars fan, you love the gunship, and you think, man, I can't spend the money on them. Mint and box, yeah, they are expensive. They're not cheap at all. You're talking $150, $200. The chance that they're going to remake these is very slim. The next movie coming out is December, and that's Rogue One, and that has nothing to do with Clone Wars. And then after that is Episode 8. So the chance you're going to see these again is just very slim. If you can find one in good condition, whether it has the box, now this was just a lucky pick that it came with all this. If I had just gotten the ship, I would have been happy. But if you can find the ship alone for under $100 and it's in complete condition with all the weapons and everything, you need to jump on it if you really want one. These are getting harder and harder to get very cheaply. They can get very expensive. So Monday, May 2nd, for what's in the box. What was in the box? Republic gunship from Attack of the Clones. Beautiful big ship. Going to get a bunch of clone troopers in this thing. Put it on display. It's absolutely gorgeous. So I hope you all have a good week. Tune in again. Should be getting another Star Wars box here shortly from Funko in a few weeks. That's going to be on the next show. So I will see you then. For what's in the box, I'm Jedi Jack Luther. Here's the Republic gunship. And once again, we're just going to sit here and wait till the postmaster brings us something in the mail and we can